Hello and welcome to my video wherein I will be explaining this vocal rig that I have come up with, which you are hearing me through. All right, so that was interesting, and that's just a very small subsection of the possibilities that are available with this rig. All right, so let's talk about exactly what this rig is and how it works and everything else. Okay, so it merely consists of two devices, a TC Helicon VoiceLive 3 with an extension set of 6 foot switches, and a Fractal Audio AX8 with 2 control pedals hooked up to it. And that's it. That's the entire rig and a microphone. So the signal starts on the left, goes first from the VoiceLive, then into the Fractal. So these effects that are all on-off here, these 6 effects that we have on the unit and then 6 that are off the unit, those are all on-off, and those all come before the AX8. So first we have auto-tune. Ooh, yeah, this is with the auto-tuning on. I don't know if you can tell auto-tune is on. I don't know if I can tell that auto-tune is working right. Oh, yeah. So as you can plainly see, the display on the VoiceLive corresponds to the 6 foot switches. So the first one, top left, is auto-tune. So if we turn that on, the corresponding label on the display goes on as well. Next up, we have delay. So obviously these are very flexible, and you can set up any type of delay you want. Tape delay, long delay, short delay, whatever. Ping pong, as I have. So you get a lot of flexibility, so that's cool. And then you can alter these by just changing presets, which you do using these 2 buttons, but we're not into that yet. Next up is reverb. Boop, 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 boop. Now remember that this reverb is inside the VoiceLive, so if you use the volume pedal, you're going to not hear the reverb either, because you're reducing the volume of the device that is producing the reverb sound. All right, second line in the display here. First we have mod, which just makes it sound like you have a chorus effect on you, which is pretty cool. And then we also have double, which makes it sound like you went back and double-tracked your vocals, which is pretty cool. Double makes it sound like I'm more than one person, yeah. Like I double-tracked my lines, ooh. Double-tracked my lines. Whereas mod is more of a doo-doo, kind of a chorusy thing. Combining them, however, mean, guitar players obsess endlessly over their tone. We even have entire Reddit groups making fun of that very obsession. So it's pretty deeply ingrained. So the point of, tone chasing is pretty deep within musicians of all stripes. And being able to put something on your voice, which just makes it sound kind of double-tracked. I mean, not really double-tracked, but kind of like that effect. Or putting on something that gives you a little bit of modulation. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. And then adding pitch correction and auto-tune and doubling. Oh, we haven't talked about harmony yet. Harmony, yeah. Harmony, yeah. So harmony is obviously settable by key, and that's why we have this set key button here on the extension foot switches. But anyway, you can put harmonies on, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty sensitive. It's got a huge dynamic range, so that's nice. The voices sound reasonably real. I mean, nobody's going to be fooled into thinking that you brought your buddies into the studio. But, for in a pinch here, so as far as just giving you the ability to create cool, I don't know, cinematic type clouds of tonal wonderment. Wow, that was the most epically terrible sentence in the history of the English language. Let's try that again. It gives you this tremendous power to create these, cinematic textures. You can create big washes of sound and harmonized chords and doubled and all that other stuff. Anyway, we've only talked about the VoiceLive, and we've only talked about the 6 internal effects, or rather the 6 effects that are activated by internal or onboard switches. So there's 6 more here. This one is called phone. And it makes it sound like, you're on a telephone, all right? And, if you combine it with a big reverb sound, it sounds like you're on a phone at a Giant Stadium or something. All right, maybe not. Anyway, so phone is pretty cool. Then we have pitch correct, which you really have to listen to see if it's on. We have no indicator, unfortunately. No, it's on. You can hear it's pretty obvious when it's on. I mean, it immediately sounds fake, but now I can sing no wrong notes. Can't sing any wrong notes, oh yeah. Can't sing any wrong notes, no. Flopping all over the place, and the pitch correction is pitch correcting it. It does what it says on the tin, as we say. Next up, again, we have the set key button, which allows us to, with our feet, set the key that we're in. You can use these buttons to go up and down by semitone, change the scales and stuff like that. I have it set to E minor. Moving along, we have the rhythm effect. Put on some reverb. Here is the thought that would go the other way. Thought that would go the other way. Signal routing wise. Thought that would go the other way. Yeah, signal routing wise. So that one's pretty cool. Is pitch correct? No, the pitch correction is not on. All right. Next up, we have harmonic hold, which turns on the harmonies and sustains just the harmonies. So, then you can sing something else while they sustain your notes, yeah. You can do it again and again, over and over, yeah. So harmonic hold, pretty cool. And then finally, we have
one of the coolest effects in the world. Yeah, the vocoder. Intergalactic planetary. I have a good idea. Another good idea. I have a good idea. Another good idea. Anyway.
That's what it sounds like he's saying to me, anyway. So vocoder, that's cool. Now we cross over into the AX8, and signal there starts on the bottom row. It goes from the bottom row left to right, and then top row left to right. So we start with drive.
And this is what the drive sounds like. It sounds like you're going through a distortion pedal. Pretty cool.
And then we have a wah pedal, which is tied to this orange control pedal. And combining the two, you know, for example. So we have wah and distortion, or drive. Well, drive and wah. So we have drive and then wah. Then we have flange. Let me put on a reverb here. And then you can hear what the flange sounds like. Sounds like a jet plane. Cool. Then we have phaser. Also sounds like a jet plane, only different. Then we have... Then we have the pitch button. So this is set to be crystals, which plays little segments of your audio backward. And then he sang some notes. We hope they sounded good. And then he sang some notes. We hope they sounded good. So that's crystals. Crystals is cool. Crystals cuts your audio up into little snippets and then reverses them and pitch shifts them and stuff like that. Pretty neat. Then we have the first delay, which is delay. Kind of a stereo vig. Starts at mono and then the delay is hugely wide. Delay. That'll, of course, sync to tempo. These two units are always going to be under the control of external MIDI clocks, so their tempos will always be synced. And then we have button number 7, which is delay 2, which is reverse delays only. So everything I say comes back backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's fun. And then finally, reverb, which, as you can hear, is sort of a small chamber. Now, this AX8 gizmo hides a secret, which is that in every single one of these cases, as I've turned the effects on and off, the green LED has indicated whether or not the effect is on or off. But the yellow LED indicates whether the effect is in the X or Y state. When the yellow LED is on, the effect is in the Y state. And the Y state is usually a more extreme or more exaggerated version of the X state of the same effect. So here is the drive in the X state. And then in the Y state is significantly more drive.
And X also has this lower octave going on. X.
Y doesn't have the lower octave. Anyway, so Y is bigger and fluffier but lacks the octave, so it's pretty cool. Whether or not an effect module is set to X or Y does not affect whether it is on or off. So you can change their states from X to Y and not worry about accidentally triggering them. The way you change from X to Y is long pressing the button here. Takes about, I think, a second. Boom, and then it turns on the Y state. Okay, so the Y for the echo. This is the X for the echo. Wow, wow, wow. So the Y has a much greater range and goes more into that filter territory, you know, the synth filter thing. All right, then the flange. Let's again put the reverb on before it. So that reverb goes into the flange. So here's the X, and then here's the Y, which, as you can hear, has much more feedback. A lot more of that Darth Vader kind of thing going on. Luke, I am your father. That was the worst James Earl Jones impersonation. That was the worst James Earl Jones impersonation ever attempted. I am your father. Anyway. All right, now let's take a look at the phaser. Same thing, we'll put the reverb on. Listen to the X. This is the X version of the phaser, and then this is the Y. Now the Y is much closer to a vibrato type pedal. I think it's pretty cool, pretty useful. Maybe. Anyway, so the Y of the phaser pedal is much more like a vibrato, so that's cool. Then we have pitch. Now, remember we had the wah pedal before. So when you move the pedal, either X or Y state, you change the effect. Right? Well, the Y state of the pitch module is what we call a whammy pedal. In the heel position, it doesn't change the pitch at all, but
in the toe position, I'm an octave higher. I think I'm an octave higher. Wee, ooh, wee. I think I'm an octave higher, yeah. Hacha. Hacha.
So you can have a lot of fun with that. But anyway, that is what's called a whammy pedal. So the Y state of the pitch module is whammy. Now, I bet you're thinking, but Mike,
Can you combine together whammy and wah on the same pedal? I think you can.
just messing around. There we go. Okay. one other thing that we have on this unit, on the AX8, and that is the looper. So when you hit this button up here, it says looper. As you can see, all of the labels have changed in the readout there, and they now represent looper functions. Now, the looper is synchronized to external MIDI clock as well, and it will round off your loop to the nearest quarter note. So if you start looping and tempo is going and you get close but not quite to looping one entire measure, the AX8 will round it off and it'll get rid of that extra little bit and you'll get a measure of loop out of it. But we don't have external MIDI clock going on right now, so anyway. I'm just going to demonstrate the looper. Cool. The looper is pretty awesome. It's early in the signal chain inside of the AX8, which means that you can add effects to your loops once they're playing back. So that's pretty cool. So here's that loop. All right, so we also have on the bottom row the once button. What the once button does is it plays whatever's in the buffer once and then stops. So that's pretty cool if you're like done and you're just like, let this loop conclude everything, and then you press the once button, it plays out what's in the buffer. Undo allows you, on top left-hand corner, to undo any recording that you just created. Dub allows you to record on top of any recording that you've already created. So if you're dubbing and then you get to something that you don't like, you can press undo and remove that last layer. So that's pretty cool. The top middle two buttons are really pretty cool. They are half and reverse. So here's that loop, only half as fast. So stuff starts to get really sound designy. And even more so, Cool. And there we have it. So that's the looper, 8 buttons that replace the 8 buttons. Now you noticed, or maybe you didn't know, I don't know. Now you may have noticed that I was freely going back and forth between the looper and the effects, which you can do. You can have the looper playing and then you can go and adjust the effects. You can even change presets, although we're not doing that. But you can, as long as the next preset you go to also has the looper in it. It will allow you to, take the looper with you as you go to the next preset. So it takes all the contents, all the loop that's playing, and brings it to your new amp setup or whatever. But we have not enabled program switching on this AX8 yet, so we're not worried about that. But the point is that Fractal really does allow you to get deep into messing around with the loops while they're playing back, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, love the AX8, love the VoiceLive 3 combo. Just allows so many unbelievably cool and weird things to come out. So it's a lot of fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 2, 3, 4. Boom, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 2, 3, 4. Boom, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 3, 4. Boom, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. 3, 4. Brain brown. Boom, boom, brain brown. 3, 4. Brain brown. 3, boom, boom, brain brown. 3, 4. Brain brown. 3, boom, boom, brain brown. 3, 4. Brain brown. Brain brown. 3, 4. Brain brown. Boom, boom, brain brown. 3, 4. Brain brown. 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 Problem when you use one mic. I'm getting there. I'm getting to dry. Don't worry. Anyway, just a quick example of something you can do with the looper. Just loop things and then process those loops. Anyway,